So I wanted to quickly talk about the second tool that I use to help me stay productive. The first was the bullet journal, which is, as mentioned before, it's right here next to me. The second is something that I do not to keep myself organized, but to keep myself focused. The theory behind why I do this I got from audio recordings of Eugene Schwartz. If you're not aware of who Eugene Schwartz is, Google him. Incredible copywriter from back in the day, one of the most successful, talented copywriters there has ever been. And I remember listening to one of these audio recordings that I'd purchased, and in it he was drawing a parallel between how we work and how to travel great distances on horses. Sounds odd, but basically it comes down to, if you need to get from A to B and you have your horse, you don't run that horse into the ground. You don't ride it hard for the full distance. You ride it hard for a little section. Then you walk it, then you ride hard again, then you walk it, you ride hard again, walk it. If you ride it hard for the whole duration, halfway into that journey, that horse is just going to keel over and die. By giving it these little breaks, you give it a chance to sort of recuperate. You give it a chance to actually make the whole distance and not exhaust itself. And it's the same with work. If you sit down and you try to do one huge task in one go, and you just try to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the day, you're going to exhaust yourself by 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and that's when your day will end. By taking periodic small breaks, you give yourself a little chance to relax. You can come back to the work with a fresher mind and a new perspective, really. And these are only small breaks that take like 10 minutes in between, but they really do help you stay focused and get more done. Basically, what I do, what Eugene Schwartz says, and my wife knows this, so my wife will sometimes come in when I'm working weekends, and so she goes, "You want a 33 or a 10?" Because I work in a 33-minute space where all I do is work, and then I have a 10-minute break, and then back to a 33-minute, then a 10-minute break, 33 minutes, 10-minute break, 33 minutes. And that's 33 minutes where all I can do is one job. If I have to write article A, all I can do is article A. I can't then go, do you know what, I'm going to do my emails instead. No. You have to keep yourself focused on it. All I'm doing is article A. If for 33 minutes all I do is sit there and stare at a screen trying to think of how to write the opening for article A, that's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine, because sometimes you kind of need to work through those little sort of hurdles and dips in productivity. And if I was to go over and do emails, then I would get those emails done, but I would come back and again I would do nothing on article A. So I need that period of time to sort of get my thoughts in order about it. So each 33-minute section is focused only on one thing. You're not allowed to skip around. So before you sit down, use this in conjunction with like the bullet journal and say, right, I need to write 500 words a day. This 33 minutes is going to be focused on writing some of that 500 words. And I use a couple of tools to help me do this. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to blur out the left. Hopefully, my editing skills are pretty crap, so that it doesn't have the name of all my clients and stuff on the left. I use Scrivener to write, and as you can see, this is where I write. And I used to use this tool here at the bottom called Self-Control. Now what this does is you can set a timer. It's already set to 30 minutes because it goes up in increments of 15. And you have a blacklist. And so you pick the sites that you are most likely to waste time on. There's mine, Reddit, Imgur, YouTube. And when you click Start on Self-Control for 30 minutes, the sites on your blacklist will not load on any browser on your desktop. There is no way to stop the timer. There is no way to sort of speed it up. You have to let that timer run its duration. And that used to be very good to help me stay focused, because often I'd be like, oh, I'll just see what's happening on Reddit. Awful plan. But I've moved away from this, because sometimes I actually go to Reddit to pick up sort of comments or reviews of products or services that I can use in my copy. So sometimes I need that. And YouTube as well. I'm starting to use YouTube more and more for research, and I embed YouTube videos in articles that I do for clients or sales pages or whatever. So this isn't as good. If you're constantly finding your attention pulled elsewhere onto different sites, definitely give this a try. Self-control on Mac, I'm pretty sure they have a Windows one as well. If not, just search for self-control alternatives on Google for Windows, and you'll find something. I don't have such an issue with my attention being pulled in every which direction nowadays. So what I use is just a very simple timer up here, and I can't remember the name of this app, but I will discover it because it's not in the settings either. About, it's got to be in the about. Be focused. There you go. So I said it's a 33, and then you set it up as a work and a rest. So I have a 33 and then a 10. 33, 10, 33, 10, 33, 10, as mentioned. And I try and get through 9 of those a day. That'll be 4.5 hours work. Yeah, and so that's it. And then I click that, and then for those 33 minutes, all I can do is that one job that I'm focusing on. I'm not allowed to focus on anything else. I just have to get it done. And, with Scrivener and stuff, Scrivener's a wonderful tool. If you've not used it or you want to learn more about it, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can't do something about it. I do not use it in a very advanced way. I use the very basic features, but I'll see if we can't do something. So much so that I'm like, is this the no distraction writing? No, it is not. There is a no distraction writing thing, which is awesome. Oh, it's got to be that one. Look at that. 33 minutes of just you and the page. Perfect. Focus. But that's it, really. Don't try and do too much in one go. Give yourself little breaks, because otherwise you will exhaust yourself and you will keel over before you're done. Space your workout. Work intensely for 30 minutes. Take a 10-minute break. Go back to intense work for 30 minutes. Really focus in. And you'll find that you'll get more done. Play around with those time sort of intervals as well, because you might find that you do better at like an hour and 10 minutes, or maybe 2 hours, because it takes you 45 minutes to get into the right zone or whatever. But play around, see what works for you, but don't just try and work through the day. Go to any office and you'll find people like, having a chat at one of those desks. If you work in an old style office, they'll all be around the water cooler at some point. If you're in the UK, they'll be in the kitchen with the kettle on, getting a cup of tea. People have breaks in the day. Breaks are necessary to keep yourself productive. So time yourself. Hope you stay focused. Give yourself a little break. And try those tools out. They are pretty cool. Until next time.